In this bulletin, the Ministry of Health and Social Services have confirmed an outbreak of the Crimean-Congo hemorrhagic fever in the Oshikoto region. 15-year-old female from the Onananga village was admitted at the Hemorrhagic District Hospital toward the end of last month due to symptoms related to the disease. We're now joined in the studio by the Executive Director in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Ben Nangobe, to shed more light on the situation. Very good evening to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
Firstly, how severe is the case, and do we perhaps know the origins of the case?
Let me say that I'll not speak about the specific case, but I'll speak about the disease. That is the Crimean-Congo hemorrhagic fever. It's a disease that is caused through tick bites or physical contact with the blood or organs of an animal that has ticks attached to it. Mm-hmm. The particular case that we are talking about, as you said, is a female citizen from Onananga village. She reported to Onanjokwe on the 26th of April and was admitted. Tests were conducted thereafter, and the results came out that it was indeed the Crimean-Congo hemorrhagic fever. That patient is still in hospital, but he's in a stable condition. We know that Congo fever is a very dangerous disease in the sense that it's contagious. And we know that up to 40% of those infected may succumb to it. So it's a serious disease, and the ministry is doing what it can with other stakeholders to ensure that the public is protected. Mm-hmm.
Now, currently, there are unconfirmed reports making rounds on social media that there has been a Congo fever-related death coming from the same area. Can this be confirmed?
We have been informed that another patient reported to Onanjokwe Hospital today with symptoms akin to those of Congo fever. That patient reported, and he unfortunately succumbed. But this is still a suspected case because we have taken the specimen for testing, and we are waiting for results. Only then can we confirm whether this was Congo fever related or not.
Now, we understand that blood samples are usually sent to South Africa, and they take about, in this instance of the 54-year-old female's case, it took about a week to get the results. Is there a reason why these tests are not being carried out in the country? Are there plans for the ministry to roll out perhaps, the necessary infrastructure or equipment to get this test done locally to give out, quicker results?
I think I need to make a correction there. In fact, in this kind of cases, the test results are received between 2 and 3 days. It's not a week as being said. And the only reason why these tests are carried out in South Africa is because the institution there is the accredited institution for these specialized tests. Because Congo fever is not so prevalent. Cases come maybe once a year, twice a year. So it would not be feasible that, for example, in Namibia, we make an investment to do this kind of tests. Mm-hmm. So there is a regional lab where all countries in SADC region send their results, and that's in South Africa.
Mm-hmm. But what happens in the event that the situation escalates from what we're having currently, where we have it once or twice and not in certain periods of time? So what happens then?
Yeah, we don't foresee a situation where it becomes so out of control that we have several cases. I think history has shown that these cases come once in a while. The last one that was reported in Namibia was a case in Kietmans, who up in March last year, and it was controlled. So we don't foresee a situation where Congo fever becomes so out of control.
Yeah. Lastly, what precautionary measures has the ministry put in place to monitor and prevent the further spread of the disease?
What basically happens is that once a patient reports to hospital with symptoms, a proper diagnosis is made to determine whether the symptoms being presented fit within the case definition of Congo hemorrhagic fever. And once that is done, the case is reported to the levels, to the institutions in the ministry and other institutions in the country, such as the National Institute of Pathology. And then for public education, we conduct awareness campaigns, social mobilization to ensure that the people know that if, for example, they are bitten by a tick or they all of a sudden have a high fever and things like that, they present to hospitals in order to receive care.
Ben Nagobe, thank you so much for that update, and we wish you and the rest of the team all the best in tackling this serious problem.
Thank you very much.
All right, and that was the Executive Director in the Ministry of Health and Social Services giving us an update on the confirmed outbreak of Crimean-Congo fever in the Oshikoto region, and also the things that they have put in place in order to prevent the further spread of the disease.